up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. If it looks like I'm sweating, it's because I am. All right, I just went Hobby Lobby yarn shopping. They always have a sale, so when they have a sale, honey, I bail out this house and I go right on ahead, make me a little trip, right? Scary money don't make no money. So let's see what we got while we do this tea talk. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm hot, and if this hot flash don't cease in the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'm gonna have to go turn on the air and get me some lemonade. So I'm gonna try to do this without having to get up, pause, do all that extra editing because I got up to get this taken care of. So anyway, go ahead and get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you sipping on, get it and bring it close. So this tea talk topic, this is my second attempt to record this video, because the first time I recorded it, I liked what I was saying, but I didn't like the blank it probably would have drawn on everyone else, because y'all know I talk allegorical, but in this sense, in this case, I wanted to talk a little bit more literal, so then you kind of can understand what I'm saying. Now, you know, we all have times in our life, moments in our life, where we would want to actually go back and re-explore, right? Take it for some folks, you know, they want to go back down memory lane, look at the first house that they grew up and was raised in. And some people want to go back to events in their life that were landmarks, and they were probably turning points for them to be how they are, if so, right? So in this situation, in this tea talk, I want to talk about something that, you know, it may very well still go over people's heads, or it may very well be something to kind of like cease the curiosity. But I want to talk about, I had a friend at one point in time, all right? They weren't a bad friend. They just did shit that I just didn't care too much for. These are for my dog babies, I'm knitting. You know, but she was a decent friend, I'll tell you that much. She was a decent friend. Some of her ways, you know, thankfully they're her ways, not mine. But needless to say, this person was maybe 15 years older than me, right? And so, of course, they lived a bit of life before I did, before I came along. And I understand there's certain things, you know, these days and times we have go on that weren't as big as what they are now back then. For instance, I mean, prom, right? So mind you, this friend, this former friend of mine, she's about 15 years older than me, right? And so you would think with someone being a little bit older, they have it a little bit more together, but you know, that goes to say and to not say. The point I want to make with this about this friend, as an example, would be the fact of, okay, so, you know, she's almost her golden ages, right? I like to call them the golden years, like between 40 and like 70, 80. I mean, you really shouldn't have no issues. You should have paid your dues, paid the price, paid it back to society. You should, you know, learned along the way, all right? But with learning along the way, certain things, it's like a give and take in life. You take away the fact that you thought you knew as much as you did until you found out that you learned more, right? Certain things it's okay to leave to the side or leave behind you, but you got to make sure that the ducks you do carry to cross the road with, they're ones that are going to put you ahead, and they're going to put you in a place where you can get some things accomplished. I got the window open and the hot flashes is ceasing. I think we about to get a rainstorm. But anyway, so, you know, at one point in time, you know, we looked out for the cookout for one another. But then it became a bit puzzling to me, because I would think, one of the ducks you would have cross the road with you will be a resume. I would think that it will be an idea of what you can do with the talents that you have, versus you talk about the hindrances that's keeping you from crossing the street. This friend of mine, she's in her 50s, but she wanted to do a high school prom. And I'm just like, you're in your 50s wanting to do a high school prom? I think you should let that shit go. If you missed it, then you missed out. But that does not mean you're not going to have other occasions that come up that are going to have those, remnants of what you're trying to reminisce. My thing is, instead of you thinking about trying to host a high school prom on Velveeta cheese and crackers, let's think about what you can do now. So if that was to be the case, you'll be able to show your resilience as much as you put forth the effort to make an event like that possible. Not to mention, do you even know where your classmates are? I mean, who gonna attend? So at half the time these days, some of the people we used to mingle with, they are still high school minded. So when we cross the road and we see that they don't come with us, that situation, it is very well okay for you to be to yourself, for yourself, by yourself. But when it comes to you maturing and taking on what's necessary for you to move forward, extra baggage and non-irrelevant things are not factors. So we need to talk about, those lost ducks. They always say you can't take everybody with you. Well, you can't take a lot of baggage either. You trying to fly light and you trying to get to where you need to be to maximize your time. You do not need a carry-on of everybody's stuff along with yours. And then the moment what you want to do doesn't come through, and all you have is everybody else, disheveled, indecisive ass thoughts and opinions, where's there room for you? And I really like to preach the thing of you doing good for yourself first, because if you can do good for you, then you'll be more of a benefit. You'll be healthier. Your value will be more when you get into these places with people and things and trials and tribulations. Now again, she sweetest personality, sticky tendencies, right? When I say sticky tendencies, it's kind of just like my eyes are over here looking at what you're doing, as far as you being a person that goes out, sets out, and gets it done. Yet you stuck over here and my eyes ain't even over here. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what we doing. Instead of us looking for jobs, in her case, instead of us looking for jobs, you rather kick your feet up, watch Law and Order, and think about how you gonna have a high school prom at 45, 50 years old. Certain ducks, is okay, they get lost, but the ones that make it along the way, you keep and hang on tight to those. So when it comes to your talent, when it comes to your skill, when it comes to your experiences in the work industry, when it comes to you knowing your craft and honing in on your creativity, those are all ducks you want to make sure cross the road with you. So then that way you're not looking back trying to plan something that's already happened 30 plus years ago. No, we can't get back time. Yes, we can make money to go forward. However, there's somewhere in between the mind and the heart that needs to come together in order for you to follow through. Negativity makes it so you do not follow through. Being stagnant makes you feel like you're not going through. It makes you feel like you're not bringing anything to the table and you're just seeing everything dissipate and go away. What you really don't understand is a lot of the lost ducks that we think we lose, they're inside of us, and we don't spend a lot of time on trying to hone in on that, because we're trying to still live like we still in our teenage years, and we're not. We have matured, we have gotten older. Things don't work the same no more. Chicken skin. Y'all know where I got that from. You all right with me. But needless to say, for you to feel like you need to focus more on the ducks that didn't cross the road with you versus you pay attention to the ones that did, something's wrong here. And I don't know if it's me or if 2 plus 2 is not 6, but something's not mathing. So this weekend, I implore you guys to look at the ducks that were lost and look at the ones that you have that helped find you. All right, I want you to gather the ducks. Don't worry about the past, because you'll fuck around and end up having to pick up the pieces. I want you to take the ducks and I want you to go. You know, think of it like this. All right, another story. When I first got my pet child, he got on my last nerve. But the reason why I got him was because I wanted to build a family, right? And so that was the only way I saw that really being an idea that could be cool for me. You know, I'm busy. I'm always busy. I'm barely here. I'm halfway there. So for him to take care of himself, that's awesome, right? Well, he decided one day to break his punishment early. He was gone for a whole week. Ain't know where he was. Mind you, he ain't no bigger. He won't no bigger than a half of this thing of yarn, right? And so after like the first 2 or 3 days, man, I was sick about it. Like most people are when they have something that's lost in a rapture of them building who they are present day. Man, I was sick about it. Tell my daddy about it. I didn't want to eat. I was so fucked up about it. Not because I felt like I was a bad parent, but for the fact that now that I am a pet parent, I'm concerned about my child. See, that's a duck I could take across the street with me. Even if so happens he get lost in the sauce, how he did, wanting to venture out in the woods across the street. A week later, eventually, I heard his little meows, and he came back home. What's the point, Miss Terrell? Well, the point is this. Things that are meant for you will find you. Things that are yours will find you. You don't have to seek them. You don't have to mourn them not being there. They are going to be for you, no matter at what stage in life it comes. But when you start trying to backpedal and pussy pop on times and things in life that you know, like I know, we can't get back, we can only just move on and be better from. If we can get all of that together, then we can understand 2 plus 2 is 4 and not 6. And the math will math. The more we hone in on keeping the majority of us together, the little small things that don't really stay attached, it's okay. Hell, even leaves have a lifespan. They're gone for 2 seasons, they come back the next. And it's even prettier than the last time. It's just like leftovers. I did a video on this. Sometimes the food the first day is good, it's great, but boy, when you go back that next day and you go and you get a bite of it, it is better the second time around. Just like life, when you get your ducks in order. All right, you want to build a hobby into a business. Of course, you know, there's rules and regulations and thresholds you have to pass in order for it to become a legitimate business. But if you collect the right ducks and go across the road, move it to your new chapter, the ones that seem lost or you haven't gotten around to getting to know yet, they will eventually come to you. All right, you don't always need to have all your eggs in one basket and all your ducks in one spot in order for you to move on. You know, a lot of mammals, a lot of animals, they drop their load and go, right? I mean, I don't necessarily, outside of the children being in danger and possibly being eaten under the care of the mama, I don't really see them harping too much when it comes to, okay, well, it's time for you to get your ass on and start your own pride. This mine right here. Come on, like, you know, you're not lost if you're built to have what you need, and what you need, you built to have it, to be moving forward. It's nothing worse than you talking about moving forward, but you talking about what you gonna try to bring back like bell bottoms. You just walking in place. So, y'all tell me what lost ducks y'all decided to part ways with, or maybe what are the ducks that are going forth with you this year. All right, needless to say, everything shed fur, shed skin. Everyone has that place in their life where going into a new chapter, indeed you do. You shed old thoughts, you bring in new ideas, you like certain things, you toss aside things that no longer entertain you. But at the end of the day, whatever you decide to carry on with you, you got to make sure them ducks you are accounted for, you are responsible for. So don't take on too much. And it's okay if you get bored with what it is you do have on your plate. It's just time for you to move to another place, in another direction, with another goal in mind. And that's okay too, because guess what? We supposed to grow. You think that small duck gonna harp around because he couldn't find his mama? He's still gonna grow, and he's still gonna have to go out and venture how to take care of themselves. Just like everything else in life, it has a time where you have to take care of it in order for it to feed back to you what you want in return. So y'all let me know down below. I'm so glad I decided to sit and wait in silence until the Lord told me which story and instance to bring up in this situation. Y'all not only got one story time, y'all motherfuckers got two. Alright, Merry Christmas. Early Merry Christmas. Alright, so outside of that, if you're interested in what I'm doing with all this yarn, right, be sure to look at the links down below. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Definitely make sure that you like and subscribe. There are free ways to be able to grow this channel. So the more that we all like this video, it pushes it out into the algorithm for more people to come to our channel. All right, outside of that, I hope y'all have a good weekend, because it looks like I know I am too. Let me go in here and take my little Tylenol so I can get these fingers percolating. And outside of that, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything, others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on the brisk. A tall glass of nigga, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. I may slapping 20s, lots of tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne Drake, I'm going in.